just a quick tutorial demonstrating how to, as I promised, post a quick demonstration of how to upload your assets to your Miro board. And then you're going to link to the title frame. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. I already have some drawings that I did. Found these ones I've done, just quick pencil drawings that I've done in my sketchbook about a year ago. So hoping to go like you guys and do the same thing next week or the week after. Just going to show you how to upload the assets. So I've already photographed them. I photographed them just with my cell phone camera. And I put them into a folder. I'll show you how I set that up. It's good to set up your folders for your projects in advance. So it's harder to change these things later. With digital files, it gets a lot easier if you do that in advance than if you try and do it later. So what I usually do is when I set up all my folders as before I start putting assets into them for the project. So I just have 3 drawings that I found in my sketchbook that I'm just going to show you how I upload them. And what I do is I usually try and put all the crediting information into the file name. So here is the name of the artist. There's no date attached to this one, and there's no title either. So it's no date, untitled. I also added a note afterwards that it's a mask, and this is when I drew it at the Museum of Anthropology. So I do that for each of them, and I have 3 here. What I also did is I did a little write-up for one of them. And I use Grammarly just because it helps me avoid making unnecessary mistakes. I don't usually write perfectly according to Grammarly. I just have the free version. But if you write perfectly, then don't worry about it. If you do, you can use a little bit of help with your spelling or your grammar. I recommend using Grammarly. What it does is it avoids people being distracted by people I mean me or anybody else that reads what you write, being distracted by typos or spelling mistakes or whatever. So it's a nice tool to use. So this is the brief, so make sure you read it carefully. You're going to do 3 of these during the semester, and it's found here under assignments, journal visual analysis, and indigenous acknowledgement. So if you click on here, you'll see here there is a write submission. That's where you're going to put your formatted link. It's going to be formatted like this: who, when, what, and where. But I'll show you how to do that. So I have all my assets ready, and I'm just going to go to my Miro board. And this Miro board is the same Miro board I've been using all semester for content for the course. So, and I make this accessible to everybody. So you're welcome to use this as a starting point. I have here a title frame that's already made. So the easiest thing for me to do is to take this title frame and just copy it. So if I hold so I'm going to turn this key caster on, enable cursor. Yeah, so got this on. So you'll see here that I'm holding my Option key down while I drag it, and what that does is it creates a copy. So that way I can start from one I've already used. It makes it much easier than redoing it every time. If you don't have this done already, then what you can do is you can just start typing. You're welcome to copy mine, but if you start typing and you put in, so my name is Andrew, and your full name is helpful to McKinley, and when is 22.3, and this is, I just use shorthand for that, 22.3 fall, and the name of the assignment is Journal visual analysis, Journal Visual Analysis, Indigenous Acknowledgement. You can use whatever typeface you want. I would just recommend to keep it very simple. Like I try not to use any like decorative fonts or scripts. Just use like a plain sans serif or serif typeface. And you're going to do this bold. And then the name of the course is GD 101 Fundamentals of Design. And once you have this written up, you can just click on, when you select anything in Miro, you get this pop-up menu, click on the ellipses, and create frame. I like to have my frames using a more standard ratio, so using one of these here, so 4x5 is fine. It's just nice to be a little bit more consistent. And once you have that ratio, it'll keep that ratio when you resize it. But I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to use this one that I have here. So I'm going to copy this, change this to 3 fall, journal, and my name is, so put your name in here. So your name, let's leave it your name. So this is your title frame, and you may find it helpful to call it title. So journal 1. And like I showed you before, all these frames live here under the slider. So once you have all your frames set up, it becomes really easy to find them just by looking through the slider. You can also search for them. So I keep mine in order, the latest one at the top, but you're welcome to use whatever order you want so long as you're thinking about it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it up here to the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here to my Finder, and I'm going to select all 3 of these, and I'm just going to drag them into here onto the board. So again, these are pretty quick sketches that I did of each of these pieces, and drawing is not this. It's not about proving that you're a good or a bad drawer. It really is about 3 things. One is it's about learning to see better, so being more observant. You're going to look at things more carefully when you're drawing. So I'm going to call this, it's called J1.2, just to keep it organized quickly. And what you can do is you can put, you are doing minimum of 4 drawings. So you're doing 2 drawings of each piece. So you'd be putting 2 of these onto each board like this. And I just copy this so they're all the same size. But like I just showed you, you can actually right click on here and create frame, or click on it and choose the ellipses and create a frame. And that will frame each piece individually. You can also select 2 of them and do the same thing, create frame. What I'm going to do though is I want all my frames the same size, so that's nicer, bit better organized. And what you can do here is you can make it, put all both drawings for each piece on a frame, and then so these are, again, this is just an example. I don't have 3 drawings of the same piece that I could find in the sketchbook. But what you can do is you can take, the next thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to list the formal properties, include your selfie. So include all those things on the same frame. So each piece can all of those pieces can be on the same frame. And again, you can just drag photos in there. You're supposed to do 4 drawings, so 2 for each piece. So here you're going to make a note of who, what, where, and when. So because I already have these in the file name, it makes it easy. I can just copy this file name and paste it here. So I'm going to take this type tool and just put this frame here. Okay. And then underneath, I'm going to put my little description. And again, this is just an example. These aren't the right and paste. And that's it. So just make sure you cover all the things that are listed on the sheet. Again, I don't have all those assets here yet, but make sure you cover all the assets that are listed on the sheet. Sometimes I like to put the credit on its side like this, just to distinguish it from the other content on the page. But since this is actually the title of it, it may actually make more sense to put it at the top. And again, keep it really simple. A white frame, black copy, simple serif or sans serif typeface, and just a short blurb describing the items, all the items that are listed on the brief. So all these items that are listed here. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to go up to share and make sure that you're sharing so that I can comment. So if you want to leave it to edit, that's fine, but I just need to be able to put a comment in there. Go to the title frame, right click on it and copy link. And then go here to the assignment page, and under write submission, you can go ahead and paste that. Gonna right click on it, go edit link. Don't edit the URL, just edit the text that's displayed. All this stuff is just kind of a messy hash. It's not really useful for me at all. So you can delete that. And then put in here again, who, it's you, so your name. This is your submission, so your name, 22.3 fall. And this is called Journal Visual Analysis. Indigenous Acknowledgement. And that's it. If you have questions, if this makes sense and you appreciate it, you're welcome to let me know. If there's something in here that isn't clear, make sure you post a question to the thread on in the discussion forum so that I can answer the question for everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.